Welcome to another episode of Flick Filter. I'm Big Diesel.
And I'm a ghost. No, I'm playing.
Uh,
I'm coach.
the coach is here. Gang, gang.
Gang. Gang.
Anywho, um, so what we got today?
Today we are going over some movie news. Been a lot of news in the
Been
world
a
of
lot. Been a
in the
lot.
world of the movies. So yeah, what do you want to lead with first?
I'll let
My
you.
man.
I'll let you run it.
So we're gonna
Run
kick
it.
it off
Run
with
it. Run it. Run it. Sorry.
it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, we're gonna lead off with. I'm sure some of you have heard by now. Got some new news for the Spider-Man movie.
Where's the remote?
Great question. You had it.
I think you took it.
It's Cap.
Yeah. Keep
Well,
keep talking.
stuff like this happens sometimes.
You be moving stuff.
Look at this man blaming me. Movie news, movie news. So, yeah, new Spider-Man. Ah,
Mm-hmm. You know, I won't say whose fault it was, but
you know,
technical difficulties.
stuff like that happens sometimes.
Keep going.
Movie news. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Slings a web,
No copyright.
all the things. I'm remixing it so we don't get sued. Look out.
But
Here comes the, you know.
but yeah, Sadie Sink, I believe.
Sadie Sink, yes, she is cast in a particular role that I don't believe has been announced. There have been speculations, of course, of who she is going to play. Uh,
And before we go into it, we're gonna do a separate thing about like kind of our predictions for the next kind of couple of Spider-Man movies and stuff,
yeah,
or kind of where we want the Spider-Man thing to go, what they want, what we think they should do, what we think they shouldn't do, and all that stuff. So,
that'll be coming at some point. We don't
some
have a date
point,
yet,
yeah,
but
no date yet, but anywho,
look out for that.
Sadie Sink,
Sadie
who's
Sink,
a natural redhead, so a lot of
yes,
people were thinking it's another Mary Jane.
or
With
Jean Grey, which that would
Jean
be
Grey has no affiliation with Spider-Man whatsoever, but
yeah.
I think they know X-Men are coming. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they're gonna cast X-Men after Secret Wars. That's my prediction. I don't think there's gonna be any new X-Men characters till after Secret Wars. I think they just want to get done with the multiverse and kind of go from there. So I doubt
Yeah,
it's anybody X Men related. Um,
that's interesting. Um, I think they could. Well, for Sadie Sink, I don't think it's necessarily someone in the X Men, but I do think they will incorporate X Men characters into Secret Wars. I think that's
well,
going to
yeah,
be
if it is, it's gonna be like legacy characters.
legacy. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I can see that.
Or like rumored characters who were gonna get the part and didn't get the part. It'll be something like that. But
Gotcha.
anywho,
Okay, that makes
yeah,
sense.
a lot of people assume just because she's a redhead, she's gonna get a redhead part. But they forget that Emma Stone was a redhead and she was Gwen Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
So she either were because and they do that all the time. They cast somebody natural and they either dye their hair for the role or wear a wig. You
Yeah, yeah. So
know,
yeah, definitely want to
could
get.
be Black Cat, could be Gwen Stacy. Um, I think they're gonna do. That's my prediction. It'll probably be either Gwen or like, because I know they're trying to get Miles. How old is she, Sadie?
I don't know, probably early 20s, if I had to guess, because she was in Stranger Things. She's been in the last couple of seasons, and
So she's kind of older than probably, let's say, a Miles.
yeah, assuming they get a teenager for Miles or somebody that's like somewhere in like the 18 to 20 range, depending on how old they make Miles when
But
they
you can
introduce him.
always be like 20 years old and then get cast as
Well,
a
yeah, that's why I
teenager.
said 18
Yeah,
to 20.
yeah.
Um,
So it could be Sadie Sink still.
yeah, she could be. I mean, we don't know which version of Miles. We don't know which version of
We
Gwen
don't.
they'll use. If they use Gwen, like we don't. Yeah, it's a lot of we just don't know yet. But I think the fun of, I mean, a lot of people like to speculate, and so that's kind of the fun of that when people get cast in certain things, they
Sometimes
don't
that's their job,
announce the
to
role.
to speculate.
Yeah.
But some people just be reaching.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho,
Thor's hammer. Um. So yeah, that's the
got
first big thing. We also got
so I don't think you heard about this
yeah.
since we're talking about Marvel.
Okay.
You heard about the um, Doomsday and um, Secret Wars concept art.
So yes, and that was actually in a video I was watching earlier saying that that was debunked as far as legitimate from Marvel. They said that that's not actually
Hmm.
what they'll be like. And I don't know the details, but because it was
They
kind
could
of
be lying.
that's true. It could be lying.
Here's another thing. I don't trust anything Russo say. So
Yeah,
anytime they're in an interview, I kind of take it with a grain of salt. So they want to throw things off, but
mm-hmm.
and then they might change it.
Yeah.
They just now started filming Doomsday, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah. So I would just say, take it with a grain of salt, you know. But I saw Black Panther,
Hmm.
and it seemed kind of promising. The guy from Snowfall.
Damn son Idris. He was in the concept art. Interesting. Wonder if he was a.
He looked legit, and I think that's a good. I think that's a good casting, and
I think so too.
it's it's probably gonna be the young T'Challa
Aged up.
aged up.
I was thinking that also.
So yeah. I think that's a good way to, whether you wanted him recast or not, you know, it's a good way to have your cake and eat it too,
Yeah.
to make it the son. That way you can do your thing without trying to be just like Chadwick,
Mm-hmm.
live up to the um, who he was. But yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I thought that was cool. It had like Doom concept art. It had stuff from Battle World, which I won't say, but it was quite interesting. If you know, you know. Go check it out if you want to. Um, but just in case a lot of people haven't read the Secret Wars comics or whatever and don't want to get spoiled.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool.
Cool. So next, that was pretty cool was the F1 trailer
Yes.
that dropped
And
recently.
I thought it was like just Apple exclusive. So I was telling a friend of mine that, oh yeah, nah, it's not going to be the movies. It's going straight to Apple. But
Yeah.
I did see that it's still coming to theaters. So
Yeah. So what Apple tends to
starring
do, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's. It's got some people in
I
it.
think Damson Idris is also in that, from what
I
I've
think
heard.
so.
Yes, he is in that. Damson
Yeah.
Idris, Carrie Condon, Javier Bardem, uh, Shea Wiggum. It's got some people in there. Lewis Hamilton, of course, famous F1 driver. I don't know if he's just playing himself. He's likely playing himself.
Right. Or just cameo.
Yeah, but yeah, Joseph Kaczynski, he directed Top Gun Maverick, he'll be directing F1. So definitely looking forward to seeing that because I think Maverick, that was probably one of the biggest movies to come out that year. I think that was the biggest movie to come out of the year. I think it was 2022. And
Yeah.
that kind of, I think that was like the first big movie coming back out of COVID that kind of like got a lot of people back
Yeah.
into the theaters. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this one.
Yeah. Um.
Got any thoughts? Any more thoughts on that one?
No.
Yeah.
Um. I think it'd be cool. We need more kind of racing biopics. We have Ford and Ferrari, which was really good.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Yeah.
We had the Gran
Gran
Turismo,
Turismo,
yeah,
which
so
I heard somebody, I think I don't know if it's the director or somebody from that movie is also working on F1,
okay,
which
okay.
I think that's pretty cool. I heard Gran Turismo was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see it, but just go back and watch that.
Yeah,
Um,
depending on where it winds up.
yeah, we've got some good. I feel like we've gotten some.
I did hear
good
that
movies.
Superman, a lot of test audience loved the Superman movie, so that might be
Oh, that's good.
for people who are kind of iffy about it.
Yeah.
That's promising. Um, because they did the same thing with Brave New World, and that didn't end up great. So
Yeah.
sometimes testing the audience is good, and it makes you feel like, hey, should we change this? Should we change that? Before we put it in theaters. So
Yeah.
it's promising. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not too comedy. I know how James Gunn is sometimes, so I don't want it to be too quirky.
Yeah. You could. I mean, he definitely does lean into the quirkiness in his movies, but even if you look at like Guardians 3 was pretty heavy. Of course, he's gonna have some humor in there, but that was a pretty heavy one.
Yeah, it's very heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he can. I think he balances comedy with heavier themes. I think he does that pretty well.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing his take on Superman.
Okay.
He definitely feels like he has a clear vision of what he wants to
Right.
do and the way he wants to take the DCU going forward in general. But there's a lot riding on Superman. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's just a lot.
You gotta knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yes. So this is going over to just some newer movies in general. So we had a few movies come out this previous weekend. You guys will be seeing this probably a little bit later, but we had.
What you talking about, Willis?
So yeah, we had some movies come out recently. Novocaine, Black Bag.
Just saw that. Yeah.
Yep, and we had Opus as well. That was a new, looked like a horror thriller type.
You said it was kind of like The Menu or like Blink Twice.
I think Blink Twice.
Is it the same premise?
So I forget the exact premise, but basically this girl goes to this private island or resort, and this famous music artist is
Pretty much, yeah.
having this event or something, and
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
you can tell bad stuff is happening or gonna happen.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Deidre, she's
It
the
just
main
might
character.
not. It just might not be feminist or whatever. But
Well, I don't.
because Zoe Kravitz did make that kind of. It was definitely like themed.
Yeah, I think there was definitely a particular individual or individuals she had in mind when crafting that character, or the characters that she made in the film, but particularly the
Slater.
Slater King, the tech billionaire. I feel like she definitely had somebody in mind when she made that character. Maybe it was someone she knew personally, but who knows? But with Opus, this person who's the main character, she's a writer, and they're at a compound for this legendary pop star who disappeared, I guess 30 years ago, and then he comes back, he pops back up, and now she's around this like cult. I guess the person has a cult of people, and I really don't know much about it outside of that. I feel like they probably. I feel
That's
like
the
if you
point.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like if you see the trailer, you can kind of get a feel for where the movie's gonna go, but you never really know unless you see it. But I feel like I've heard
We're
a lot
definitely
of
gonna.
positive.
We already saw Novocaine, and we're gonna try to see
Black
Black
Bag,
Bag,
yes,
but Opus we'll try. We'll try.
yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully it's
So
good.
um, yeah, but the main thing I wanted to bring up when I mentioned those three movies was the fact that so um, Novocaine was actually number one at the box office when all three of them were released, but I think it made less than $10 million. So all three of those movies made less than 10 million. All three, original movies, and yet they're not doing well financially.
Go see these movies, man. Go see them.
Yeah, people are
I
not.
we were talking about this earlier, and we were just kind of like thinking to ourselves, there's certain movies that maybe that aren't appealing to us that maybe we don't want to see, but it's like we gotta still support these movies, especially their original ideas, um,
Yeah,
and original movies, because after a while, they know by who is. They only know. They don't really know by critics. They don't pay attention to the critics. They pay attention to who's buying the tickets.
yeah,
So, but also sometimes it's due to marketing as well,
yes,
because marketing was really bad for a couple of these later movies, and it's like, what's
hmm,
going on? Either they put too much in, or there's not enough marketing to kind of push it.
yeah, and
I noticed that with Queen of the Ring, which is you haven't been seeing it in theaters anymore, but I was able to catch it.
yeah,
Good movie, but um, and we'll get to the review later. But yeah, just a lot of these movies people are not seeing, and either it gets to the point where they start to do, and you keep on complaining about these IPs keep on coming up, but those are the things that they put their most faith in, you know,
yeah,
because they're known. People know about these characters already. They don't have to do anything original, you know.
yeah,
That's why there's so many reboots or sequels or franchises, and it's
yeah,
like that's how they make their money and
hmm,
build these universes. They realize Marvel's doing it; it's worked for them for a while,
yeah,
but so maybe it could work for us.
yeah,
So yeah, and sometimes if you don't go see the movie, it's gonna go straight to streaming, and that's kind of where it goes. Like
yeah,
most of these movies, they're not gonna have faith in their own movie and to sell it on the box office, so they just rather put it on streaming.
hmm,
So then it will cancel out the theater experience, and also you'll start to see nothing but just these IPs coming out. After a while.
yeah, yeah,
So go see these movies.
yeah, yeah,
Even if you don't feel like they look good, or because somebody said they didn't like it, go see it anyways. You know.
yeah. If you have any interest, I would say go see it. You don't have to wait. Some people have legitimate reasons why they can't go if they're not near a theater or just certain circumstances. But I also know that
Yeah.
like they go see
Well,
what they want to go see at the end of the day. Um, but I will I'll also say though, like, you can't complain about not getting original movies and then
right.
and then when you get some you're not going. Like,
Right. Right.
so that's a big thing. Like, people complain often that we only get certain type of movies, and we've kind of
They love to complain.
yeah. But then it's like, well, you're not going to see the ones that are there? And granted, sometimes you don't know about them. You mentioned the marketing, but it's
Right.
like some people legit didn't know about Mickey 17. I talked to somebody who saw it, didn't know about it until literally the day of, like the day it came out, and somebody just happened to mention it to him. And then they went to go see it.
Yeah.
He ended up liking it, but it was just the fact that it was a word of mouth thing. It wasn't even that he saw a trailer online. It
Not
wasn't that.
everybody looks at YouTube videos and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of trailers be YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah. You can't blame marketing.
even sometimes I'll miss some trailers. I be on YouTube all the time looking at trailers, but sometimes some pass me, depending on the algorithm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. You can't blame marketing completely because a lot of smaller movies don't have the marketing budgets that Marvel would have or
Right.
anything Disney or DC. Like a lot of these smaller movies just don't have the same budgets. Like people spend millions of dollars for marketing alone, and independent movies don't have those same budgets, so they have to be more cautious in terms of their spending.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you want more independent movies or more original movies, I'll say, um, you have to kind of seek them out. Sometimes you have to be in the know. Like look. Uh, when it's close to the weekend, look at what's coming to your local theaters or look at what's coming out. Like people do the work to find things that they want to know, different events and things. So sometimes you just have to be proactive in looking at what's coming out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yep. But yeah, that's a big thing. So the Odyssey,
Yeah.
the casting.
Yeah. It was. I just remembered this knowing the story from like school, so I don't remember everything about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard some casting. Is Zendaya cast in it?
She is. I think she's. Is she Athena or Aphrodite? I cannot remember. I know Athena is with Honey. Aphrodite is love and whatnot.
Yeah.
But she is one of the goddesses. Yeah.
It should be a trilogy, shouldn't it?
For the Odyssey? No, not necessarily.
Isn't
It's
that
one book.
Oh, it's one book. Okay.
But you might be thinking, so there's the Odyssey and there's also the Iliad. One is a sequel to the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Odysseus is actually in the Iliad, and he's the main character of the Odyssey.
Yeah.
But the Iliad, that's Achilles and other things. I think the Odyssey comes after the Iliad, because I think the whole point of the Odyssey is Odysseus is trying to find his way home. I never read the Odyssey. I did read, or I think I read like a shortened version of.
I remember the Odyssey. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
They're actually reading it in school.
Yeah, I know about it from school.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's Christopher Nolan. He's directing it. It's got a lot of, very, top A-list actors.
Yeah. He always likes to put A-list actors.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get some people in it.
Yeah.
You'll get some people in it.
Yeah. You got Matt Damon. I think he's playing Odysseus, which I've heard mixed reviews as far as that being him being cast as that.
I mean, Brad Pitt was
Achilles.
Was he? Yeah.
I think the thing with Damon though is like I feel like Damon.
He's not known for like being buff
war epics and stuff. I mean, he was in The Last Duel. Yeah, he was like.
Oh man, I need to see
that. That was a good movie.
Was it?
Yeah, it was good.
You seen it?
Yeah, saw it. Yeah, I wasn't able to catch it in theaters. I wanted to see it in theaters, but
what's it on?
I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. It was on Max at some point.
I got it. Yeah.
I know. But yeah, Damon, he's playing Odysseus allegedly, and I feel like it would be like I think he's gonna do well because he's a great actor. But I feel like watching it, he's one of those actors where when you see him, it's like that's Matt Damon though. But
Yeah, just like Affleck.
yeah, which he was also in the last duel. But I think he did. He also did a good job. So I feel like he's gonna do well. It's just with certain actors, they just have those faces, or like they're known for being themselves.
Same with Pitt too. Pitt,
Yeah,
you kind of just see Brad Pitt.
yeah. Um, but yeah, you got a lot of people. Charlize Theron. You got
Ooh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of heavy hitters and
Always with the Christopher Nolan film, you're
mhm.
gonna get that.
Yeah. I don't. Oh yeah, Tom Holland. He's also I think I forgot who he's playing, but I think Odysseus' son. Um, Anne
Crazy.
Hathaway will be there. Lupita,
Wow. Wow. Lupita?
yeah, Robert Pattinson,
Heat.
John Bernthal. Yeah,
Wow.
got some
Got some heat.
hitters in that in
Got
there.
some heat, man. Ready.
Yeah.
Ready. Okay. Any other news?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
You already know.
All right.
You already know. So we kind of saved this one for last. Um,
Yeah.
should I lead or should you? All right. You know, just rip the band-aid off. So Jonathan Majors.
That's all I got to say.
All right, let's go. See y'all next week.
Sorry. Nah, 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 nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some audio was uncovered. There was a Rolling Stones article that recently came out. Did not read the article, but I saw the headlines on social media.
Did you actually listen to it?
I did listen to the audio.
Okay,
I
good.
could hear him speaking, and he did admit to some, you know, things that he did that were not good. It was a little hard for me to hear all that was said, but yeah, it was very is incriminating the right word? Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, not great.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think is going to happen now?
Honestly, I don't know. He's kind of he's been on this sort of redemption tour in a
He
sense.
was.
He was, and it was kind of silent from it. You would see him pop up now and
He's got
again.
magazine dreams,
Magazine.
which I wanted to see,
Mm-hmm.
but it like we talked about, it's a heavy film.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those movies where uh, he puts himself through a lot. I think physically and mentally and emotionally. Um, I guess because the character is, trying to transform themselves physically and achieve a certain level of greatness, and it takes a lot of toll on him and his relationships. I don't know too much about the plot, but I did see some of uh, Jonathan's interview on the Breakfast Club that just came out.
Yeah.
So he was talking about the movie and other things.
Other things.
Just got married, and yeah, and speak. But going as far as back to like the sort of redemption tour, you would see him and Megan Good going to different events and things, and uh, he talked about this was actually really important. He talked about the fact that Megan lost a lot when they got together. Like she lost a lot of, I guess, job opportunities,
Yeah.
lost a lot
Yeah.
of deals that she had, and um, but from what he was saying, it sounded like she never wavered, I guess, from him. So
I mean, that's what you want in a relationship.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, um,
especially marriage.
yeah. But it's crazy because I mean, at this point, I guess at that time they weren't even
Married.
married yet. So she saw something that she wanted to,
She kind of believed in him.
yeah,
So, I've seen that in sometimes where, you may not have like the man is probably not where he wants to be or not in a great place mentally, and you but when you have like a good woman right beside you kind of holding you up, that kind of helps you to go through the fire,
Hmm.
and through the struggle. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot.
But yeah, man, it's unfortunate, man, that yeah, I really need to listen to it, but I was just like, and it's kind of like I was thinking, oh yeah, they'll probably hire him back. I mean, of course, either way it goes, if Marvel did hire him back, it was only just to kill him off for Doom.
Dang.
I mean, they were, regardless of the trial, they
Hmm.
were already trying to move past Kane because
Yeah, it wasn't really working for them story
yeah,
wise.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is not again not Jonathan Major's fault, but
Hmm.
that's just kind of the path they were on.
Hmm.
Um, I still feel like Doom would have figured out in the situation, but I
Yeah.
don't think it would have been Downey, and I don't think it would have, involved multiverse. It would have been the actual Doom.
Hmm.
I feel like,
Yeah.
and it probably wouldn't have been like as like there would be a two-part. Doom would be kind of in the background of the first one,
Yeah.
and then um, um, probably more prevalent in the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
I heard he might be a hero in the first one, or even a like. There was a theory that um, he would be. Like people were saying that Tony Stark may have a long lost brother that he's not actually like from the multiverse that he's actually like just Tony Stark's long lost brother. That's why they look he looks just like him.
I don't think it's gonna be that.
Yeah, it was a
I think
theory. It was
I
just
think I think it's gonna be, yes, he's Tony Stark, but instead he kind of like the Starks die for some reason,
hmm
and for some reason like just in that because supposedly he's coming from the Fantastic Four's universe,
mm.
and
That's why Fantastic Four is coming like before.
right, so he's probably
Yeah,
gonna be the end credit scene. Um,
interesting.
but also like I feel like the Von Dooms just adopt him and just name him Victor Von Doom.
Interesting.
So that's why he still looks like Robert Downey Jr., still has the characteristics and the genetics of Stark,
Hmm.
but just the only the name,
Interesting.
and probably he said in the when he got debuted, same vision, different task or something
New
like that.
mask, same task.
New mask, same task. There you go. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a fire reveal.
I thought it was more Fireline.
So that's true. That I think so
I
too.
I I think the reveal was more desperation than anything.
Yeah,
But we talked about that.
we did.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's reaching. They're desperate right now, so
they are.
you know.
Sometimes desperation breeds great innovation.
I I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. He's trying to come up with quotes, man.
Nah, nah,
I feel you.
that was just off the dome.
I feel you. I feel you.
But yes, back to Jonathan, because
I tried to change the subject.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
he caught me.
Yep. So, what do you think he should do? Or actually, because everybody we talked about this earlier, in regards to the alleged, you know, the audio, what he's done in the past, allegedly. How do you think people should respond? Because everybody's gonna say like, "Oh, he should have been more remorseful in terms of what he's done." Because he basically, a lot of people are saying like he essentially lied about not. putting his hands on
Right.
her and everything. So it's like, did he fully take accountability for that? Because he was basically, even after the verdict, he was still standing by his innocence. So it's like, okay, before people can fully embrace him, should he fully acknowledge, like, yes, I did these things, yes, or
Do you realize
well,
what he's doing when he says that though?
yeah, but what's the right thing to do is the question.
That is the question. But
Yeah.
what would you do? Let's spin it there.
So what would I do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not in the situation,
No.
so I can't say
What
what
would
I would
you
do.
do?
I can't say what I would do because I could always say, oh yeah, if I were him, this is what I do. I
Right.
honestly can't say what I would do.
I don't. I think that will make everything worse, and then his trajectory as an actor would go downhill. He
Yeah.
will definitely get blacklisted.
Yeah. I mean, he's already kind of been blacklisted to an extent.
Being like, I still feel like he's in that middle ground.
Yeah, he is kind of he's in a grayish area.
Yeah. So I think right now he needs to tread carefully.
Yeah. So do you think? So with that, do you think he should not do anything at all, or not even like I'm saying, because of course he's got this movie coming out, and they filmed it like I think like 3 years ago or something. It was supposed to premiere last year, or even before then, but with all the with all of the news coming out over that time, they couldn't find a distributor after it premiered. I think it premiered at Sundance, and a lot of things happened after that. So it was, terrible timing, but also, um, yeah. I guess my question is like,
Yeah.
what should?
What's your question?
Yeah, I'm guessing. My question is because he has this movie coming out, Magazine Dreams, but like, how public should he be? Like, should he just keep doing more
I'd say
acting roles?
stay. I would say stay as much off the radar as you can.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, he still wants to act. I think it's best to just. What's the saying is when you're on ice or whatever. Don't.
Tread carefully.
No. Can't think of it. Don't. I can't remember. But anyways, like avoid as much as you can.
Yeah.
Like, what happens when you're on ice? Do you? I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I think he should just be very careful.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful who you take interviews from, because they're just after a scoop. At the end of the day, right now you just need to be in the best eye.
Okay.
Stay out of trouble. Nothing else. I think he's on probation, isn't he?
I don't know.
But yeah, just try to stay as clean as possible.
Yeah.
But anywho, that's it.
I believe that is it. Post your thoughts below. What should Jonathan do?
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think he should do. At the end of the day, we're not him,
Yeah.
so we can't make these decisions for him or tell him what to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we also weren't there,
Mm-hmm.
so it's easy to speculate and point fingers.
Yeah.
But you weren't there, so.
Yeah. And also,
I think at the end of the day, we're not trying to incriminate him or whatever, but we're not trying to justify what he did or what he didn't do.
mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, crime is a crime.
Yeah.
And you should get punished for your actions.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
And then there's also the question. I don't want to be on this for too long.
Right.
But as far as like how willing people should be to embrace him back, like has he? Because we only know what is being revealed, but we don't know what's going on, beneath the surface, what's going on behind closed doors.
Right.
So it's like he can have this redeeming image, but we don't know,
Right.
have what amends have looked like in terms of. I mean, obviously he's no longer in that particular relationship, but I'm saying in terms of like him being, an upstanding individual, like him not being an abusive person to this day, like we don't know what's going on. So the thing is like, okay, when do we, as a people, do we, uh, as a people and individually, like welcome somebody back who has been abusive? Because we're often, we're taught to forgive, but it's like if somebody's been, harmful, doesn't necessarily mean you have to, embrace them back and welcome them back in open arms. So it's like,
I think it does all. It involves, you know, scene change.
yeah,
As an action. So
mm-hmm,
we need to see how things go proceeding. Like,
mm-hmm,
hopefully, another instance doesn't happen like this with Megan.
yeah,
You know, or what whoever else.
yeah,
So he's going to be under a microscope.
mm-hmm,
But at the end of the day, you know, like I said, tread careful.
yep.
But anywho, that's
Yeah,
all we
that's all
got
we got.
for today. You got anything to add?
Nope, that's pretty much it for me.
Okay.
You got anything?
Nah. So anywho, yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Please like, share, post,
Like,
comment,
share, subscribe, comment,
all that stuff,
all
all
the
that good
things.
stuff.
Comment on what you're mostly looking forward to as far as new movies. We got, a bunch of stuff coming out this year, next year.
Sinners, man,
Sinners coming out. They got a new Starship Troopers remake. I don't know when that's coming out, but I heard they announced that. A lot of new things. So
A lot of good things. A lot of good things. So please stay posted. Stay posted for what
yep.
we be dropping. We be dropping. We got more stuff coming up. So yeah, a lot coming up. So yeah. Anywho, we'll see you guys in the next one.
See y'all. Peace.